Hello everyone, this is WYN back for video number 3 in our tutorial series for how to make exploiting scripts for Roblox. In today's video, we will continue on where we last left off on a tapping game. But today we will find a UI library and attach all of our functions we created to a UI so that we can build our first actual game GUI. And with that, we'll get started. So the first thing you want to do is find a UI library that you like or make your own. So for this simple game, I'm going to use Wally's UI v3 and specifically the revamped version made by this v3rm user Aika. And so you can find this post, just search Wally UI v3 on v3rm and it should come up. I'm going to go ahead and just take this code bit here in the bottom. It's an example of how to use the library. I'm just going to copy everything here. All right, I'm going to go to our code editor. And I'm just going to put some space right here for the UI. And I'm going to paste it right into the top. I don't need all this commented out here at the bottom, so I'll get rid of that. All right, so in the UI library, first thing that we have here is our load string for the library itself. So when this loads in, it will store the library as this library variable. And then from here is where we'll create all of our components. So looking at the example, it looks like this creates a window with I think we're just going to go ahead and call this farming. Create a farming window. And then why don't we create a pet window? I don't know if they're called pets or eggs in this game, so let's do it as pet for now. And let's create a teleport window. Call that C. Looks like it's in alphabetical order here. Okay. So first thing is a label here. I don't think we're going to need a label right now, so we're going to skip past that. We want a toggle to be able to toggle on our auto tap function. So I'm going to take this toggle example here and just go ahead and move it up to the top. Right now it's assigned to the pet folder. I want to assign it to the library of farming. I'm sorry, that creates a window. Okay, so the window is actually going to be the name of the game. We're just going to call this clicking sim. I don't really know what it's actually called. And then we're going to go ahead and add another folder, farming. So we just need to rename this B, C, D. So, okay, so B is appropriate. That's going to be in our farming folder. We want to create a toggle. Now, when this is toggled on, a Boolean value is passed. So toggled on or off, this will either be true or false. So right now it's setting a shared toggle variable to the value when the toggle is changed. So instead, what we want to do is set our auto tap variable to the Boolean value that's passed. So if it's toggled on, then this turns to true. If it's toggled off, then this turns to false. Also, I want to go ahead and reset all of these to false. So when the GUI starts up, we can go ahead and get rid of this value. It's no longer needed. So when the GUI starts up, it'll default with nothing on. Okay, so we're going to call this auto tap. All right, and if we want to, we can just print on here something like auto tap is, and then comma. And I'll just tell us if it's turned on or not. We can see it in the console. And so now, if you recall, we created a function called doTap. And so if it's toggled on, we want to make sure doTap is called and so that it can run. And so what we're going to do here is just say if boolean, so if bool. Now you could do, remember the comparative double equal signs true, but I'm just going to use a shorthand just saying if bool. Then end, and we're going to say do tap function. And so regardless if it's true or false, whenever the toggle is manipulated, the toggle value we have for auto tap is going to update to that value, false or true. However, when it is toggled on, an additional step we're going to take is call the function that we want to run, our do tap function. All right, now that we have that, let's do the same thing for rebirth. So auto rebirth. And we'll go down here to our auto rebirth function, copy that, put it here. And then we want to change this from auto tap to auto rebirth. All right, so now if you recall, we need to pass to our auto rebirth function the number of rebirths we want to buy. So let's just go ahead and start with 1000. So we'll buy the 1000 rebirth. Now, in a few moments, we will add maybe a drop down or some other way that the player can select the version of rebirth they want to purchase. All right, and let's see. I don't want this. I think let's go ahead and do the pet toggle. So that's in folder C. So when I change this B to a C and auto by pet, and it is egg, but whatever. So by egg, we want to call the by egg function. Now remember, we added this egg limit. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. We don't really need egg limit. I was just teaching you about iterations. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. So if you need to pause the video here to copy what I just did, you can. It's right here. All right, so by egg, and then we need to pass the type of egg to it. So I think we're just going to do basic for now. I believe that it was basic. We'll check in a moment to see if that works. Okay, so we have our auto tap, auto rebirth, auto buy pets, and then let's go ahead and do something for teleport. You know what? Let's make this a button. So we'll make a button here, and we will see. Okay, it's once again folder D as in Delta. So we'll put D. Call teleport to desert. And we'll get a little more advanced with the teleport functions here shortly. All right, I don't need any of this stuff. We're not going to do a slider right now. I've already got toggle. I got a button. I think what I am going to do though is keep these. I just cut them out of here. I want to keep the destroy because that's going to be a nice little button on the GUI that'll allow us to destroy the GUI if we like. And I'm going to go to the bottom here, get rid of this. Just going to comment all of this out, but leave it here in case we want to use one of these functions in a moment. So hotkey within Visual Studio Code, if you hold down the control key and press the /, it will comment it out. All right. And destroy GUI, I'm just going to move it up here to the top. All right, I think that is good. And one last thing, since all of our functions are declared below this, just to keep it clean, what I'm going to do is actually move all the UI elements we just created. So lines 6 through 50. I'm going to cut them and I'm going to put it below all of our functions right here. All right, now that we've got all this, let's see if it works. I'm going to copy my code, go back into the game, paste it in, and execute. Oh, looks like we got an error. Okay, on line 48, there's an unexpected value. So this is just general error solving. Had an @ sign here for some odd reason. We'll get rid of that. Come back into the game here, paste. All right, it looks like it worked. We have our little GUI window here. We're going to open it up. Farming. All right, let's see if auto tap works. Does not. Did we get an error? Yep, click service line 10. All right, let's see. You know why? Because we removed remote path down here at the bottom by mistake. That needs to stay at the top. It's not a UI element. That's actually a path that we. All right, so we'll get rid of that. Hit the destroy GUI button so we essentially can just start over. Paste it in. Right. Farming. Auto tap. Oh, it's working. All right, now if we toggle it off and it stops, toggle it back on, it starts. All right, let's try out the auto reverse. There we go, it's working. Auto taps, auto reverse, perfect. Good. All right, we'll turn both those off for a second. And let's try pets. All right, auto pets is working really fast. Looks like inventory is full, so we'll probably need to make a solution for that. All right, and let's go to teleport. Teleport to desert. Worked. All right, so far we were able to plug up all of our functions that we've created so far into this. So once again, auto taps, auto reverse, auto pet buys, and teleporting. In the next video, I'll go through a few other options we can do, such as creating drop downs for the auto rebirths so you can select the rebirth amount that you would wish to purchase. And then we'll do the same thing for pets, so you can select the pet you want to purchase. And for teleports, it's up to you. We can make all the teleports buttons just like this, or we can also have it as a drop down to where you can select where you want to teleport to and then hit the teleport button. All right, and just one last look into our code editor. Once again, we have our global variables at the top, the path to the remotes here, right below it, and then followed by all of our functions that we've previously made. And then immediately following that is the code for our UI. And that is how you create a basic GUI in Roblox. Thanks for watching.